Welcome to Military Spouse World 1-to-1, a weekday podcast featuring a military family shaker and mover, helping you navigate this amazing chapter in life. Here's your host, Dave Etter.
On today's episode of Spouse World 1-to-1, we talk with Michelle Aikman, the 2016 Armed Forces Insurance Air Force Spouse of the Year, about her business CERNO, which is redefining how corporate team building is achieved. We also get a chance to discuss the exciting challenge taking over the internet, Give a Squat. Hello, Michelle. How are you?
I am doing great. How are you?
I am having a blast. I am so glad you reached out to do an interview with Spouse World 1-to-1. What is it that makes you an amazing military spouse?
That's a great question. When I think about everyone who has been acknowledged as remarkable, I don't know what it was I guess if I had to sum it up, is probably the journey that I've taken on a personal and professional level. I think that has something to do with it, my choices and how I've responded and reacted. I don't know. I would love to believe that what's center to us as individuals and how much we listen to that is taken into account when those decisions are made. If someone is trying to be authentic to who they are and march to their own drummer and beat their own path, that's something to be proud of. I would hope that that's something that stood out.
Well, apparently it did. I think one of the reasons was that you're involved with a very, very exciting group known as CERNO. Tell me about CERNO.
CERNO is my baby. It is my company. It is what I do day in and day out professionally at this point in my life, and hopefully every day moving forward. It is something that my business partner and I sat at a table with a beer, and
I like beer.
I knew you would, Dave. That's the best way to come up with grand ideas sometimes, We were following a path that I think most people would follow. When you see a problem and you're going to solve it and an opportunity arises and you're trying to figure out, is this opportunity worth pursuing? That's what we were doing. And we had a moment of clarity where we had to stop and say, is this really what we want to be doing? What if we're successful? Where is that going to lead us? And we couldn't answer that question. And so it made us stop and say, well, where are we trying to go? Why would we even go down that path if we don't know where it's going to lead us and if that's what we're going to be happy with? So we scrapped it and just looked at the big picture and said, what do we want to be doing? And where do we feel like we can solve a problem? And that's how CERNO came about. Here we are. I'm several years into this now. We are invested in it and doing it, and it's not easy, as any entrepreneur knows.
Mm-hmm.
It is a difficult road, and so there's a lot of highs and a lot of lows with it. Every day I wake up and think, should I still be doing this? Should I still be enduring the challenge that comes with going this route? Do I feel that what I do today is going to lead to success tomorrow or next week or next month or whenever it's going to occur? And every day I'm like, yes, it is.
Where did the name CERNO come from? CERNO.
Yeah, we have it trademarked. It is ours. When we first came up with our concept, it was, what is the problem that we're seeing that we want to solve? That problem was engagement in workplaces and workplaces, employers, companies not recognizing who their top talent are and doing what's needed to maintain their engagement. Because someone can work at a company, but if they are engaged in the company and their work, they give 200% all the time. Finding that magic key to engagement is really important. And we saw that need, and we believed that, and still believe, that we have something of value to offer these employers to improve their engagement of these individuals and then ultimately everybody. So once we identified the pain that we were solving, then we started thinking about, well, how can we solve that pain? And we came up with our concept. We decided, okay, well, now we need to brand our company. What are we going to call it? What is it going to look like and feel like? And how are people going to engage with us? That was a long process.
I'll bet.
We wanted to get it right, and we actually went through 10 or 20 different names and concepts before we landed on CERNO, and we had actually picked another one, went through the process of trying to register it and everything to find out that it wasn't available.
Oh, no.
And looking back, I am so glad that was not available because CERNO was the right one.
Is CERNO an actual word?
It is not an English word.
Right.
It is Latin, and I could be wrong. It means to see, to sift, to decide. And we felt like that described exactly what we want to help people do who go through our program. These are high-achieving people or people who have the potential to achieve not only in work, but in personal life. These are people who aspire to keep climbing. And that's our tagline. Those who we want to help those who aspire to keep climbing. We want to give people the experience to allow themselves to look at their options, to make proactive choices about their work and their life, to see the difference between things, to get out of their own box and comfort zone and all of those things to make a change in their life. All of our programs are designed around that concept. Obviously, they deliver the end result that I talked about earlier to the company, but there has to be some magic that happens with the individuals who go through our program. So that's where CERNO came from. And we loved it because when you're picking a name for your company, there's associations that come with language and words and colors and designs and all of those things. We were thinking about all of that. So it was a real intense branding exercise for us.
Well, I like it, and I like the logo. The E is stylized and the lettering is somewhat futuristic, so that shows that you're heading into the future. You're looking to find solutions. You're looking to make a difference, and the stylized E shows that you're willing to go whatever direction you want to go, whatever it's going to take. And so I like the logo. The logo just hangs there. It's nice. And then
the E, we love that too because we have 3 tiers to our main program, which we're actually not even doing yet for reasons of business development, but that's our end goal is where we want to be. It has these 3 tiers that people who go through our programs kind of graduate from one tier to the next, and it requires more commitment, more involvement, more dedication to what we're doing with them. So it symbolizes that as well. And in addition to the keep climbing, it's like you're taking steps up the stairs, you're moving up. So it really has a lot of symbolism to it.
The Give a Squat program, is that yours? Or is that something you guys got involved with? Is that a CERNO original?
It is. The trademark just went through, so we own that Give a Squat name now too, which is fantastic. Yep. That was a concept that came about because our clients are companies. Right. We don't sell things to individuals. If you're an individual and you like what we're doing, there's not a lot of options to engage with us beyond our one-day retreats. And it just is, if we're offering a one-day retreat in your area, then you can sign up for it. So there's not a lot of opportunity. But at the same time, part of our mission is to help people keep climbing and understand what is your potential? What does it feel like to step out of your comfort zone? What does it mean to be physically fit and healthy and trying to be the best person you can be? And so when we were thinking about how can we reach the everyday person and communicate that message and further our mission, and then also get people aware of who we are. Like, who is this company? Why should they tell their friends and their employer about it? That's where Give a Squat came from. It was really a magical compilation of what can we do that is our goodwill arm, is what I consider it. It is not a source of revenue for us or anything like that. It is strictly a way for us to have a presence in the community with the everyday person and to do something good and to help those who are engaging with it to become more fit, to become more healthy, to hopefully see things that we have on our blog and on our social media that is all around the pillars that we focus our company around with regards to personal and professional growth and development. We want to make sure people are seeing that content. And so this was just a really great program, and it allows us to partner and find people who want to do good, team them up. Team up the sponsor with a beneficiary, with a participant. We are primarily just the administrators of that program.
How do you know that they're actually doing these squats? I mean, what is a squat?
It's a great question. We don't. It is an honesty program. This is not necessarily implemented at a company. However, employees of a company can donate and give their company credit. And so it shows up on the leaderboard. So, for example, for the June Give a Squat, sponsored by Higher Served, and it's supporting Semper Fi Funds. We have an individual leaderboard, and Ms. Ingrid Herrera Yee, in 8 days, has done 1,892 squats.
Oh my gosh!
At the top of the leaderboard.
8 days?
She has decided obviously, that this challenge is worth it because by her doing squat, when we reach the goal, then higher served, as well as higher served partners, Novetta and Grubber Eat gives Semper Fi money. And so she's highly motivated by what the topic is this month, which is it's Give a Squat about service, celebrating those who have served our country in all the various capacities.
Hey, you've got something else that you guys were fixing to do at CERNO, something about survival challenge. Tell me, what is this survival challenge team adventure that you guys are planning?
That's the second point of our focus this year. Give a Squat is one. Our team adventures, the survival challenge, is our second. And then our third one is the one-day retreat I mentioned a little bit ago. The team adventure, it's a good replacement for the standard team building exercises that companies do right now.
Okay.
A lot of companies recognize the need to have their teams spend time together and learn something together. Because when you have a functioning team, especially an engaged team, you can get a lot more done. Everyone's happier. There's just a lot of benefit to having team building concepts applied in the team setting. However, I hear it over and over again that a lot of times people think they're a joke, or once you've done one, you've done them all. Hey, we did another team building exercise and some person came and talked to us and I'm sure they spent $10,000 on that person. Boy, that's a waste. You hear it over and over again that companies recognize the need to do those things, but what they're spending their money and their time on is not obviously as effective as it needs to be to get the results that they need. So we developed the team adventures with the idea of providing actual value. However, it's very uncomfortable for employers or team managers to understand, well, why should I do something different? This is what we've always done. Convincing people to do something different is a challenge, but that's our goal, is to make it different, to make it an experience that people go through and think that was awesome.
If corporate America wants to get a hold of you by phone, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
On our website, on the contact page, has all of the ways that we can be contacted. There are email forms, there is our email address, our phone number, all of our social media handles, etc.
Oh, I see it.
The phone number is 704-584-7960.
Outstanding. I see you're also on LinkedIn. A lot of corporate America is using LinkedIn as a means of being able to do headhunting for individuals as well as to see what other people are doing. It's good to know that you guys are involved with LinkedIn.
If you are interested, please contact us right now, because right now we are willing to break deals with people who are signing up early. As soon as we're done, I don't know how likely we will be breaking people deals. So please reach out and contact us. We would love to book teams through the rest of 2017. And same for Give a Squat. We are really looking for engaged sponsor. I mean, this month is evidence of what an engaged sponsor can do. Originally, the Higher Serve signed on to give $500 if we reach 20,000 squats. We reached that in 6 days. And so they have gone out and they're finding partners now who are upping the goals and upping more. So we already achieved goal 4, which was an extra $7,500. So that was an extra $100 to Semper Fi Fund. They just announced that another company has committed $500 more to Semper Fi, and we're well on that way to achieving that goal. And we still have 20 plus days left on the month. So, I mean, it is just blowing up. And so if there are sponsors out there who are interested in getting involved, we want to hear from you, because we are booking out the rest of the year right now.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you, Michelle. Have fun, and we'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Do you like Spouse World 1-to-1? Want to support the efforts to bring interesting and inspiring military spouses into the spotlight? Then go to patreon.com/spouseworld and become a patron. It's a great way to spread the love.
Military Spouse World 1-to-1 is a BDE Productions podcast. The views and opinions of the host or any of the guests are not that of BDE Productions or sponsors. Be sure to like this episode and subscribe to Spouse World 1-to-1.